Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I've recently come back from the London International Pen Show in October 2019, and I thought I would show you my pen show haul video, or pen show haul. And these are the pens that I picked up. Now, I went to the London Pen Show really not looking for a lot of pens. I always make a list of some pens that I want to look out for. On one of those lists was a Sailor King of Pen and some other pens as well. This pen was an exception. So this is a William Shakur pen. Now, if you have seen some of my other videos, you will also know that I purchased this purple version of the pen in just after the Midlands Pen Show in June, and then this green version of the pen as well at the same time. And I like these pens so much because they have a Bock number 8 size nib on. I decided that I would purchase another one, and I really like this red look to the pen. So I said to William that when I purchased the other two pens, I'd actually purchased a medium nib on each of them, and I also purchased a spare broad nib. And I decided that I would purchase a pen without a nib, and this was the pen, and I fitted the number 8 size broad nib to it, and this I really do like a lot. I love the mediums, but this one is even better. So this was a pen that I knew that I was going to pick up at the London Pen Show, and I messaged William a couple of days before just asking if he had the pen ready. If he didn't, it wouldn't be a problem and I'd pick it up at some other time, but he had it ready, so I picked this up, and this really is a gorgeous looking pen. So this is 3D printed, and it's a pen that I really do like. I like big pens, and I really do like this pen. William had some rounded versions of this pen, so this is the faceted version, and I have to say some of the rounded ones also had some lighter colours. There was like a really light blue, slightly green turquoisey pen which had this sort of like ice effect going on here. It looked stunning. And then there was a slightly darker blue version of the pen as well, which also looked stunning, and I do like blue pens. So I might have to, and I did mention to William that I might have to actually pick up some of those as well, because I do love this nib, I love how it writes, and I love the size of the pen. Whether or not it would be the rounded versions or the faceted versions, I'm not so sure. The rounded one's actually polished a lot better than the faceted, so maybe I might actually go for a rounded version, because William can put it on a lathe and actually spin the pen round at high speed and polish the pen a lot easier than he can with a facet. So maybe I'll go for that next time. So that was one of the pens that I picked up at the London International Pen Show. The next pen, which was strangely enough the next table on from William, was my friend John Foy, and he had a lot of pens I suddenly wanted, and I am partial to the Leonardos. I do like these, so this was a pen that I knew was on my radar for some time, or at least probably about a month. So let me unbox this and I will show you what pen or which pen this is. So if I open it up, it's the Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero Grande version with the sand, and this comes with an ink bottle as well. But this is a really lovely pen. And this is, I've also seen it called the Spaghetti or Spaghettio as well. This is number 154 there. So this is a numbered pen but not limited. Now it is a Grande or Grande version, so it is a larger version of the pen, and I'll show you in a minute. But it has a converter in there, but it's not an international, and it's glued into the section. So if I show you, I actually have some other Leonardos in my collection, and these are again nice Leonardos that I do like. So I think, let me get the Mediterraneo, and you can see the size difference here, and also the Hawaii. So these Grandes are a little bit bigger in size than the regular versions. If I put these in my hand, you'll see here that there's quite a bit of difference in size, but this really is a lovely pen. Now it does have the same number 6 size nib on it. This one I have came with a steel nib. You can get it with a gold nib, but I decided that I would pick it up just with a steel nib, and it's a medium nib, so I will be liking that nib, I think, for sure. So that was, again, my second pen that I picked up at the London International Pen Show. You can see there Leonardo in the box, and this comes with a very nice purple ink, so I do love purple ink, so for me that's gonna be nice to try as well. So I think let's show the third pen. And I'm sure you probably realise by now, if you've been watching my videos, I do like the Armando Simone Club pens and the Bologna Extra pens. This is one of those. So I saw this on John's table and immediately I fell in love with it. This is the Bologna Extra, and it is the black gold Lucians. If I open up this vacuum seal, and I will show you it here, but this is an absolutely stunning pen. So as soon as I saw this, I didn't know that John had this. He normally sends me photos of some pens ahead of time and says, hey look, I've got this pen, would you be interested in buying it? And normally my answer is yes, but he didn't send me a photo of this, and I just saw this sitting here on his table and I was like, wow, this really is a good pen. So this it's a standard Bologna Extra size, comes with the number 8 size Magic Flex nib, and you can see there, and it is a pneumatic filler, so you have a hole here you have to put your finger over, and what you do is you extend this, and this is the sleeve, you can see there, and you put your finger over the hole which is on the end here, and you push it down, and it will ink up or suck up ink into the pen. And once you let your finger off, and then you screw it down, and like so, and then you will have ink within the sac, within the pen. So this for me is a beautiful pen, and it's a pen that as soon as I saw it, I had to buy this pen, because I do like the Bologna Extras. They are the right size for me. I love the number 8 size Magic Flex nib on these, and I just had to add this one to my collection. So I think let's show you the next pen. So this is the fourth pen that I picked up at the London International Pen Show, and this is a Sailor King pen. I had actually ordered this in January 2019. I know that these normally have to be made, and they do take about 8 months. I know John Hall right here had just sold one, unfortunately, in January, and he thought that there might be one still available at the UK distributor. Unfortunately, there was not. He thought it would take no longer than 3 months, maybe a little bit longer, but not too long. By the end of May, it still hadn't arrived, and I decided to cancel the order on this pen. And then I changed job in July 2019, and although I'd picked up a number of pens that I thought would be my new commemorative pen for the new job, I still wanted this pen, and I saw a photo posted on John's Facebook page right here, and he had this pen, but when I checked on his website, he no longer had it, and it said special order. And then when I walked around the pen show, lo and behold, if you've seen my pen show video, you will probably have seen the video where I suddenly took eyes on this pen. And this was on his table, and I decided this was kismet or fate, and that I had to buy this. This was my pen that I had ordered, and I really did want this pen, and just seeing it there sitting on his table, I knew that if I let this pen go, then I would probably regret it for the rest of my life, because it's such a stunning pen, and I probably would not have the opportunity to pick up another one, because these are handmade and these are made to order. So this is the Sailor King pen, and it's the Sakura Nagar. Now, I've probably mispronounced that. I do not speak Japanese, unfortunately, but you'll see here it's got this lovely maki-e and raden finish to it. It's got a lot of like gold dust or gold flakes or leaves there, and then it has the raden here and these raden petals. And basically this pen is basically the Sakura is cherry blossom, and the idea is it's cherry blossom petals that are flowing down the river. And it's just an absolute stunning pen. It's a pen that when I had seen it, I wanted to get, and then it had eluded me because it still hadn't arrived. It's a Sailor King pen. It's a cartridge converter, and it has a large number 8 size Sailor King pen nib on there. And this is a medium, so it's probably more like a Western fine nib. But as you can see here in the size of my hand, it's actually a decent size, and it's just a beautiful pen. So I decided as soon as I saw that was it. This was going to be my pen. And strangely enough, whilst I was there at the table, a few friends were there, and there were a few other people that kept coming up, and they kept looking at this pen, and I was hovering over the pen and kept picking it up because I didn't want this pen to go. And John was already dealing with a couple of my friends at the time because they were buying pens from him, so I thought this pen will not leave the table unless it's in my hands. And I'm glad that it did leave the table and in my hands, because it is such a stunning pen. And it's very similar to the classic pens LB5 that I already have. And I really wanted another LB5, but you can only get these on the second-hand market now, and it's really expensive. And I didn't want to pay that price. So you can see here that the size of the LB5 is just slightly, by about a centimetre probably, longer, but it is a really nice pen. So if you see here, in terms of the size of the pen, it's probably not a lot. So it's probably just the cap cone there that is different in terms of the length of the pen. Maybe a little bit more girthier, the LB5 as well. But I really wanted another one of those, and I wasn't going to pick one up, or not for a reasonable price, so I decided that it would be this beautiful pen. So that really was my London International Pen Haul. There were a couple of other pens that I had on loan from John Foy. I will show you these just briefly here. There will be, likewise with these, a unboxing or review video. So the other two pens that I was able to pick up, which have now gone back to John, I've actually created these reviews. One is a Weil Eversharp Decaband Oversize, and this is the saffron version, which is quite a lovely version, and this was made in a set called the Magnificent 7, and there were 7 pens with different celluloid material. So this is the original Omas material that Weil Eversharp were able to pick up. And then there was this pen as well, and this is a Weil Eversharp Decaband Oversized as well, but this is the gold seal version, and this is again a very stunning celluloid. It's an Omas celluloid that Weil Eversharp were able to secure after Omas went under, but again, it's a beautiful material. And one thing I don't normally do at a pen show is buy more ink, because I have a lot of ink, and I think I have approaching 300 bottles of ink now. And there's no way that I'm going to be able to get through all of that ink, but there are some ink that I wanted to replenish. So Gummy Berry, I've actually gone through almost a full bottle of that. I did buy a bottle just before the pen show, and I actually have that here. But I decided that I would actually buy another bottle at the pen show because this is an ink that I've been going through a lot. And what I'll do is I'll open this up. Now, these boxes are very difficult to open, so I'm just going to use my letter opener to try and open these, because KWZ have actually reformulated these. So I have the KWZ Gummy Berry there. So that is another nice ink. I do like the way that KWZ do wrap up the inks. And then we have KWZ Grapefruit. So we just open that box as well. I do prefer these boxes than the previous boxes, but they are really difficult to open. So that's KWZ Grapefruit. And this is an ink that I've been wanting to get for a while. And I saw that it was there. I saw a swab of it at the KWZ table. And I decided that I would, because they don't sell inks, unfortunately, at the UK pen shows. So Pure Pens were selling them, so I decided to get the ink from them. There's also this lovely Thief's Red, and I have already opened this bottle, so it will actually be non-cling film wrapped. But you can see there, Thief's Red, which is a beautiful red, and that is a red that I do like a lot. And then there was this one, and I don't normally buy Noodler's ink anymore, but I wanted this in March, and unfortunately Pure Pens didn't have it with them. So this is the clear ink, and this is actually, you'll see there, you need a UV light. So it's actually an invisible ink, and it's called Noodler's Blue Ghost. And I'm not going to put this in an expensive pen because this is going to probably ruin a pen. Most Noodler's inks that I have tried normally do, but I will probably put it in a very cheap pen, a Jinhao or something, and just play around with that. Maybe write a few letters with that perhaps. And then there was this ink, and this was an ink that How Many Pens bought. He's from Scotland, and it's a Diatramentus ink, and I do like Diatramentus inks. I don't have many. I do like chocolate. Unfortunately, I couldn't get chocolate at the pen show, and unfortunately I'm running very low on chocolate, so I'm probably going to have to buy a bottle of that. But this is Deep Water Obsession Black Red, and he gave this to me. He didn't really want it, and we'll probably do an ink exchange at some point in the near future. If he comes back to the London Pen Show in March, I'll bring a bottle for him that he would like, and he can choose at that point. He had a few other inks. I really don't want to add too many inks to my collection, and when I'm adding inks, it really has to be inks that I do like a lot, because if I'm adding just inks for the sake of it, that 300 inks is going to very quickly become 400 inks, and I really don't want that to happen. So there were 4 pens that I brought home with me, or technically 6. 4 I am keeping, 2 have been returned to John. He very graciously allowed me to do videos of those pens, and I have sent those back. But I just wanted to show you my pen haul, and these were a lot of pens that I really hadn't thought about buying. But when you're at a pen show, there are so many pens there, and it's like being a kid in a toy shop. It's very, very difficult to say no. So that's my pen show haul for the London International Pen Show in October 2019. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye-bye.